Good morning or good evening, wherever you are in the world. Today we are taking a look at some PvP, and we're taking a look at the fight against Mystic Bulls. No, sorry, Mystic Phoenix. Now they've been merged with Mythic Phoenix or whatever they're called, and it looks very strong. Also looks like here, as you can see on the screen, that Bushido is actually losing this one here. It is what it is, okay? But I'm going to do my best at least helping the guild here winning some extra flags. I can see here in my tower I'm against 10 people, so we will have at least the minimum of 40 flags here if we can win all 10 of the, well, not 40 flags, 30 flags, sorry, if we can win all of the fights. But let's take a look at the enemies here, who we have. We have Denzel here, we have Seku, Sephiroth, Kiamat, Akos, Kronos, Nexus, Arts, Jojo, and INVUIMR is some of the good people here. Let's see how many have the Griffin pet here. Doesn't look like anyone in this has the Griffin pet, so that is fortunate for me. So let's see if we can do something good. Now this up here, Denzel here, or Chakchi, whatever, can't really say the name here, is probably going to be the hardest opponent of all of these. No offense to anyone else. If you are subscribed to my videos, I appreciate a lot that you guys are watching my content and are being subscribed. But it's just the fact that Denzel used to be a pretty good whale account. So I think this one is the most interesting one. So let's jump into that one and let's see what happens. Now, how I set my teams up is actually kind of like a rock, scissors, paper system, where I have an answer team, I have a Marie team, and then I have my GSL team, my CC team. And the thing is that at the moment, guild versus guild, or at least 3 versus 3, is actually kind of rock, scissors, paper, where answer team will beat the Marie team will beat the CC team, and the CC team will beat the answer team. That is just how PvP is at the moment at endgame and high level. We have all of this here, also meaning that most of the time you are kind of secured at winning at least 2 flags for each enemy, and then it's 50-50 on the last one. But it also just means that we are trading flags between the towers, right? Unless you have a very strong defense, obviously, then yeah, well, then you have obviously better stats. So maybe you go mirror, you can also mirror it, right? But I think here, for me, if I look at the enemy team, what I'll do here is first of all put my answer team down here to beat that Marie. See, I'm just looking at Marie. I don't care what else is on the team. I'm just gonna put Marie in here. I mean answer against that one, okay? Then we have a CC team down here in the bottom. I'm gonna use my Marie team for that, which only leaves my CC team left, and it will have to beat this team here. Might be hard against the Irato. The Dokura will be using his Imprison on my Tyrell because she has the most attack, meaning that my Giselle actually is free to do some damage. Muringjing is immune to CC, Dokura is immune to CC if he has the Echo. The rest of the heroes are not immune to any CC, so it might be in my favor actually against this team here. Now, Denzel here, I think he stopped playing. He does not have Griffin Pet and doesn't even use the answer team. Now, I'm just going to walk you through this fight. I think we're going to do it a bit different this time. Just showing you what I'm actually doing. Now, for the CC team, I'm going to start with the S4 here on the Lydia. The reason for that is actually, well, both the Imprison, but also to kind of proc the cooldown increase thing. That is very important on her. Now you can see here my Giselle has proc, so I'm going to use my Giselle here to see if I can do some damage and also apply some stun and some attack down and some other CCs. With my Elise, I'll start off with my S2 here to see if I can strip the buffs and also make people sleep. And also, if they're immune to it, I'm going to have the immunity, the damage immunity on me, right? You could see it there. I didn't take any damage, but the Irato on the enemy team here is the scary one. If she procs and I don't have the Reyna fatal shield thing, it might be very bad for me. So let's see if we can do something interesting here. Now we have another turn with the shell. You see she has her S4 ready again, and now everyone here is actually pretty low health here. So with Reyna, I want to prioritize using the S2, but because we're already taking damage, I'm going to start with the S4 here to get some shielding up. And because my arena has 150 healing effect, she actually applies a shield that makes that can't be removed. Okay. For the Tyrell here, I'm actually going to start with my S2, I think. I want to save the S4 just a tiny bit. And I'm going to hit the Erazo here to see if I can clear her. And it's a victory on that one. Now, let's see the next fight here. In fight number 2 here, we have the Marie on the enemy side. We can also see they have a lot of turn meter boosters like Apsara, they have Big Jack, they have Esther. And then they have some protection for Tenacity and some shielding from Muringjing. So it is kinda a go first team that they made on the other side. Fortunately for me, my Apsara is faster, so I'm gonna start with the S4 on Apsara. Then I'm gonna follow up with the S2 on my Kalana to boost my turn meter. And then I think, yes, my Nikki will go now. And after that is gonna be my Hanya. Hanya is gonna do S4 here. See if I can stun anyone. You can see that Marie actually got stunned there. And my answer follows up with a basic attack that is kind of counter attack or pursue an attack, whatever. And now he actually has his turn and we can finish Esther off. That is how it goes with the answer team in Guild vs Guild, where you have the tower buffs. I'm in the Kraken tower though, so I only have 4 buffs, but the enemy has 10 buffs, which is 200% health, attack, and defense. I only get like 80%, I think. So obviously I have lesser stats as far as I know. But sometimes the stats difference doesn't do enough compared to all the other kind of power creep thing we have on our accounts, right? So here I want to start with my S4 on my Muringjing to remove some of that ally protection and all of the other things that is on this team here. I think that is going to be a good idea, so we're going to do that. And with Marie, we're going to start with the S4 actually. We could start with the Arcane Gem, but I want to start with the S4 just to get some damage in here and see if we can do some damage. And then we'll follow up with the Arcane Gem if we manage to survive that long. Because the Arcane Gem is an AoE as well, but it's doing 2 stages of damage, which is kind of good as well. So we follow up here with our Erazo, and our Felicia here is actually doing some auto attacks. Also, you can see it from her exclusives. And she'll be applying the debuffs to the enemies here, making them do less damage and stuff like that, okay? Now, if I had an Arcane Gem with the Felicia, I would do that if I had one that did damage, but I don't have that. So I'm going to start with S2. I like the S2 most on Felicia. And you can see she actually did a lot of damage with it, and she managed to proc the Erazo. So that is a 3-flag win here against Denzel. And I think that is kind of how PvP is these days here. You just have to find a counter with your teams. And you can see here we can go into the next one here. And I think we can actually, I'm not going to do it obviously. Well, maybe I will actually. Just going to show you here that you can skip them, but I enjoy watching the fights actually, even if like the opponent looks less scary or is scary. I just like to see what happens actually. That is maybe a bit weird for me. I actually use a lot of time just watching fights and see what is actually going on, who is taking the turns at what time and stuff like that. But for this one here, I would definitely set my teams like this here. We have my CC team against the answer team, then we have the answer team against the Marie team. And then we'll have the Marie team against the CC team down here. And I think we can skip this one here. Now, if I lose flags here, I will cut it out of the video, but I didn't. So, okay. Anyways, I'm going to obviously do the rest of the fights here on manual. I just wanted to showcase that it can be done pretty quickly. It's just because I enjoy watching the fights actually. I just like it. I don't know. Kind of weird, right? Especially because I don't really care too much about PvP, and honestly, I'm more of a PvE guy, but I still enjoy doing some PvP from time to time, and it's fun, and especially if it's against some of my subscribers. Now, I don't know if any of you are subscribed to my channel, but if you are, leave a comments down below, and tell me if you wanna maybe feature in the next Guild vs Guild, something like that, and we can showcase it. Also, we have the, let's see here, is it in here? Yes, the next one will be Eclipse and then One Soap. So if you are from one of these guilds here, also let me know in the comments down below, and I can try showcasing. Obviously, it's gotta have to be the same tower, right? But we can do it if you want to see how your team does or how my thought process is against your team. We can also show that, okay? And the last one here before we go, I want to shout out to two of my members here, Roof Rider and Pluto, or Rob Harder actually. Both have decided to join my channel here, and you can do it as well if you want to have do it. There are a few different tiers that you can choose between, and it will help my channel grow. It will also help support me, and obviously, well, you're just showing your loyalty and your good appreciation for my content here with that. So I appreciate that a lot, guys. Thank you a lot. You can see the link down below in my description. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video, and I hope your guild versus guild goes well and that you win, except against Bushido, obviously. That is how it is. See you guys. Cheers. Bye.